Disclaimer. Hello everyone, for this video we have the legendary battle between generations once again. We have Beyblade X versus Metal Fight. So I tried to pick interesting types of matchups between all of these bays. I mostly picked the 4D season just because, you know, to make things a little bit interesting and just for fun, so I'm not just doing like the same exact, you know, like, oh, it's Metal Master season and that's kind of it. So that being said, before we continue with this video, highly recommend you check out mallofbays.com. The year is almost about to end, and so is our sales. We have our winter blowout sale for any Beyblade Burst product that is 15% discounted. And if you're interested in Beyblade X products, if you purchase 3 items, you get a 15% discount. It is an optional way to support the channel. I appreciate any support regardless. Okay, for our first match, Viper Tail versus Duo Uranus. Now, this may fuck shit up. I'm not gonna lie to you. The stamina on this thing under different combinations is pretty nuts. Now we're gonna see how it does. Now the thing is, Duo's gonna have probably more stamina, and it's a smoother surface, right? So that means that Viper Tail, that shit's probably not gonna work against it, just because Duo has so much defense. It probably won't be able to destabilize it, which I am expecting, but you know, I'll accept any result no matter what, which probably for the heavy stamina stuff, you know, this was the result that was gonna happen. That's also why we're only doing 1 round, because, you know, makes sense. All this stuff is 1 round, really. Alrighty, Duo wins. Next up is Varis against a Scythe, and this one is, what is this, 480 taper, and we put Varis in the bowl. What I find really funny with this Beyblade, it got mislabeled. Because this was called a defense type. Even though it has a sword and a shield, it would logically have to be a balance type, right? But no, TT has said, no, bad labeling. Oh, and would you look at that, it barely won and probably would get scaredly damaged. Okay, next up is for the l-drago fans. Dronzado against l-drago Guardian. Will be interesting. No, if you listen carefully, you're gonna notice not too many big hits. Oh, this one is Anubis versus Strike Hawk, but this is just really a wizard arrow. But yeah, I feel like for this one we can launch this one first. I'm actually wondering what will happen. Okay. I did launch it like first, to be fair, so I would hope that this can give Anubis a chance, because Anubis is technically not even in the 4D system. It was just added in the 4D season, but I don't know. Does Anubis manage to look it out? Next up is Scythe Kronos against Strong Sword Stalk. But this is like the gray one. Okay, Scythe. I said Scythe, but I meant Scythe Kronos. Well, so some of these, if you tilt, it could be, you know, actually do well against it, but if this is super low height, my only bet was just trying to go for the extreme, so that is a win for our Metal Fight Bay. Alrighty, next up, this one's gonna get a little bit intense. You know, Shark Edge against, dear God, Phantom Orion. Okay, Orion. What? Well, Shark got reverse scooped by Phantom Orion. I won't lie to you, Phantom had a pretty good chance from the beginning. It's Phantom Orion, man. Okay, so they are now kind of evening this out for each other. Okay, next up is another Drawn Sword against Omega. Classic Omega, Koro promotion, and the thing's not that crazy in performance. Yeah, this is a Scrape Nation. Okay, well, I tried for Omega, I tried. Yeah, these are some of the... There are some ones that are just too weak. These are like some of the free ones, I guess. Look at that. Okay, next up, Blitz Unicorno against Night Lance. Now, actually, this one was very specific. Even though there's gonna eventually be a unicorn Bey, this does match the color scheme of Blitz. So, yeah. Also, there is no way to actually be able to fight this thing. Some are really low, so unless you want to do an attack type and you tilt, there's no other way to beat these Beys. This is like the equivalent of doing like 230 against Blitz base, or even like 250 or something. Yeah, this is not gonna go how I wanted it to go, but Blitz will win. Oh. Okay, well, never mind then. Next up is Phoenix Feather against Wing Pegasus. A lot better use than Big Bang. Yeah, mind you, I can't do much for some of these Beys. If they want to be at low heights, they can, but I can't do anything if they lack the contact needed to make it in battle. Okay, so... Oh, okay, never mind. I see. Wing Pegasus won. Okay. This one's a little bit silly. Wizard Arrow stock combo against Proto Nemesis. Let's make it a little taller so we can at least pretend like this is close. Okay, next up we have Hell's Chain against Death. Shout out to RDF, by the way. This will probably not go in the favor I'm expecting. Again, obviously these things weren't meant to battle. This is just for fun, so no one get all uppity. You know, this doesn't prove anything for one way or the other. Alright? It at least got kind of close, but RDF is RDF, man. You can't just attempt to beat one of the best stamina tips ever. Okay, Wizard Arrow is going to be up against Flash Sagittario, and I assume Flash might kill, but I didn't put this in the attack mode after all, so who knows. I suspect Wizard will die by KO. Flash has some very weird slopes towards it, so it's kind of hard to tell. Oh, it got stuck. You could still win. Oh shit. Flash! Get out of there! It was me, Barry. Okay, well, beat Lynx. Technically this would make more sense against the Wizard Arrow because of the shape, but Knight's Shield, my mistake. I could have had actually shield against Proto. Well, it's too late now. Did it break my TH-130 or what happened? I think this would have lost either way. I am very certain that this matchup would have still not gone in its favor regardless, so I'm just being good faith enough to beat Lynx and Wizard Arrow to see, because I didn't realize this type of matchup. Why didn't I just do that? I think Lynx should win because the wide defense performance tip has a lot of balance towards it. And obviously, generally, you know, the metal fight stuff are going to probably have more stamina. If it does lose, I'll be surprised right now. Okay, Nemesis against Shield. So, I guess either way we're going to count those wins and losses, obviously. Oy. A lot of these other ones don't really have much leg room, do they? For what I can actually work with. Okay, I'll try to move some of these around, see if we can get something interesting. I don't want it to be like unfavored towards like metal fight for these matchups. I want this to be kind of even as possible. Okay, so Proto Nemesis still wins. So it's the same shit, same result. Alrighty, well, next up is the prettiest metal fight Bey, objectively, Jade Jupiter against Rhino Horn. Does the Rhino... This is actually supposed to be Zeus, by the way, and I keep forgetting that. Jade is probably one of the prettiest Beyblades. It looks so awesome. Wait until you find out I think it's one of the worst, if not the worst 4D wheel. I don't... For the 4D season and the 4D meta, I'm pretty sure it's really, really at the low bottom. But our good old friend Jade still defeated Rhino, so we appreciate it. Alright, Shark Edge versus Signis. Signis. Okay. It's up to Shark what it wants to do right now. Does it want to hurt Signis, or does it want to let Signis outspin? And that's another one for the metal, but it's at least a lot less of a gap than I thought it would be. Scythe versus Hades. Shout out to the localization for the absolutely most redundant name possible. That's actually a fun fact about Hades. It has rubber. This was a kind of a neat idea, but I'm pretty sure it was something along of the way it kind of looks the general shape, but this was a pretty neat concept. Pretty neat indeed. Okay, next up is Leon Claw versus Fang Leon. Okay, good hits, but is it enough? That's what we're gonna figure out. Because Leon Claw has aggression. Well, it's like a balance type, right? So it has aggression and a little bit of stamina, but I think Fang is just gonna have that little more of that edge at the end. Well, we're down to a few more, so it's not really like drawn Dagger against Big Bang Pegasus. Oh joy, this will be fun. It's going around. The final drive is activated, so I don't know. Does Rush have what it needs to win? It does indeed. Okay, well, we're literally getting right to the end, so let's see if l-drago has what it takes. Okay, so l-drago did take a lot of the strongest hits from Cobalt Drake. And plus we have our final one at the end, which will be Nemesis versus Phoenix. So the thing is, with l-drago, I don't know if l-drago can pull it off because Final Survive is dog shit. Yeah, exactly, yep. I warned you. Well anyways, Phoenix Swing versus Diablo Nemesis. I think overall Metal Fight won, but this was at least a lot closer than I thought. That hits. Suck to suck, Phoenix Swing. Yeah, but that was pretty entertaining. Oh, plus this did almost explode Nemesis, so I guess that's very close to actually like, I guess you would call that like a burst finish. Alrighty, so final thoughts. I do have to say that I'm a little bit surprised at some of the rounds, obviously because there's the height difference, you know, it's not going to be like completely perfect on these matchups, but I will say this was pretty entertaining and fun to do regardless, and that being said, there is no, you can have a preference for whatever generation, but I realize I've probably ignited some fire for those angry Metal Fight fans who want to exclaim Metal Fight is the best, no matter what, and cannot accept anything new. That being said, thank you for watching, have a fantastic day, and bye!